Smile, everyone. Jeez. All right.
In the movie The Island of Dr. Moreau, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it.
Oh, that's a great movie.
A man is rescued and brought to an island where he finds himself among a people who are the results of scientific experiments, crossing animal genes with human genes. It sounds pretty far-fetched, right? Maybe not so much now. Science experiments similar to the ones used in the movie, without the use of human genes, have resulted in products that we now use every day, including the food we eat. Genetic modification is a relatively new science that offers a world of possibilities, which have the potential to greatly improve our world or devastate it. In my speech, I'll talk about what GMOs are, their uses, and the controversy surrounding the science. First off, let's identify what GMOs are. People often confuse genetically modified processes with that of artificial selection. Artificial selection has been done for hundreds of years. By crossbreeding two plants that each have a desired trait, we can harvest the seeds from the plant produced from the crossbreed, taking the seeds only from the plants that have the desired traits. After many generations of this process, we can end up with a very different plant from the parent plants. We have also seen this done with domesticated animals, especially dogs. You can see that with the tremendous variety of breeds that we have. However, a genetically modified organism is an organism that has had its DNA altered by basically cutting and pasting genes into its DNA. These genes are taken from an entirely different species. You can take genes from anything such as bacteria, insects, animals, and insert the gene into the DNA of something else to obtain specific traits within that species. When you think about it, the possibilities are endless. BioSteel is a lightweight, incredibly strong fiber that is unmatched by any synthetic fiber and is made from spider silk proteins that can be harvested from goats. Yes, you heard me right, spider silk from goats. This is one of the many uses of GMOs. Scientists have experimented to make, and have successfully done this, to make glow-in-the-dark cats and pigs. We have salmon that grows twice as fast, cabbages that produce scorpion venom, cows that produce less methane, and even bananas that can be eaten in the place of immunizations. The list goes on and will continue to grow as research and experimentation continues. There are many uses and practical applications for GMOs, and GMOs are everywhere, especially in our food. Americans eat GMOs every day. GMOs were developed in crops for a number of reasons. Crops have been developed to resist herbicides. Herbicides like Roundup kill plants. The company who developed Roundup also developed corn that does not react to the herbicide. So farmers can simply spray the corn and have no problem with weeds. Some crops have built-in pesticides, like the cabbage with the scorpion venom. Don't worry though, we have been reassured that the venom has been modified and is not poisonous to humans. There are multiple other reasons crops are genetically modified, including cold tolerance, drought resistance, disease resistance, and many others. GMOs are found in many foods, especially corn, soybeans, canola, sugar beets, and squash. Because many food products are derived from these crops, according to the Non-GMO Project, 80% of the food found in the shelves of grocery stores contain GMOs. GMOs can be found in the produce section when we buy fruits and vegetables that have been genetically modified. Many of the most common GMOs are also common ingredients in many of the processed foods that we buy. GMOs also make it into our diets indirectly through through animal products, when the animal is fed a diet of GMO corn or another grain. There are currently no labeling laws for GMO products, so it can be difficult to tell if the product you are buying has genetically modified ingredients. Because genetic modification is a relatively new science, there is much controversy surrounding the subject. The possibilities and benefits of GMOs are as limited as your imagination. There are concerns that GMOs with pesticides built in may be damaging to the other organisms other than the pests they were designed for, since these pesticides do not discriminate. A study conducted in May of 1999, published published in the periodical Nature showed that Bt corn caused high mortality rate in monarch butterfly caterpillars. Even though these caterpillars do not consume corn, the concern is that pollen may be windblown, thereby contaminating the plants that they do consume. Unintended transfer of genetically modified materials from one plant to another can happen through cross-pollination. This could cause other plants to carry the trait, like herbicide resistance. This could change the way plants behave in nature and upset the ecosystem. There are health risks to humans who eat GMOs, in the possibility of new food allergies being developed. Food allergies can be life-altering and even life-threatening. There are also concerns about unknown health risks, since new GMOs are being produced all the time, and there is very little to none in the way of long-term studies on the impact of GMOs on human health. There are also economic concerns. The process of developing and getting GMO food to the market is both lengthy and expensive. These genetic modifications therefore need to be patented to protect the company's investment. Patent protection of GMOs can be difficult because farmers' crops can easily be contaminated by a neighboring field and would then be subject to patent infringement laws through no fault of his own. There is also much debate about the labeling of GMO-containing food products. Agribusiness industries as a whole believes labeling should be voluntary based on consumer demand. Consumer interest groups believe all GMO-containing food products be required to carry a label. The FDA states that GMO foods are substantially the same as non-GMO and therefore are not subject to any more stringent labeling. The cost of regulation and production would increase, and with the added expense of educating the public about GMOs, and the price of processed foods would likely go up. With new technologies, there are always challenges to overcome. Genetically modified organisms have the potential to solve many of the world's problems, including malnutrition, and protect and preserve the environment. Like all new technologies, there are many challenges ahead. However, this new technology has the potential to change the very fabric of the world we live in. Whether for the better or for the worse is yet to be determined. Like the island of Dr. Moreau in the years to come, we may find ourselves in a place that seems very foreign from the world that we know now.